What up, Dokkaners? This is going to be a full breakdown of all the news that we have learned in this Dragon Ball Heroes collaboration info dump. We received a producer's letter on the global side. We received a video on the JP side. A lot of people are pretty bummed out, myself included, so we will go over everything in here. There's a few things that I do know about based on what he said, but I haven't quite fully translated all of it. I was kind of hoping that somebody else would by now, which is why this video is as delayed as it is. But if there's anything that I need to include or clarify, follow up on, or whatever, check the pinned comment down below just in case, because there might be something down there. There's one line in particular that I hope somebody will eventually listen to and translate properly. Also, I'm a little sick right now, so if I seem a little cranky, it's because, number one, I'm kind of butthurt that we have a pigeon as part of our new lineup for heroes, but also I'm not feeling well. So that being said, let's jump in. Let's start from the top with some of the more obvious news. Number one, this is the final year of Heroes. There is no longer going to be any more Heroes celebrations. There will still, however, continue to be EZAs for these characters. So after these 5 release, all the characters that exist in Heroes will continue to be that category of heroes, and those units over the course of years will receive their EZAs. So the same flow will continue all the way until we catch up to this year, which is 2024. So what, 3 years later, 4 years later, these guys will EZA? I mean, by then we won't even care. But that is number one. So what does that mean for summonable heroes characters moving forward? I personally think no more. I think that this is going to be the final year. You will never be able to summon for them ever again. And that'll be that. Some people think these guys could be included in like the blue coin summons. Some people think this could be maybe they bring back one banner every year during the heroes EZA section of the timeline and they just have it there. It's possible. I wouldn't bank on it, and I don't know if any of you collectors would really want to take that chance. So if you're someone who is eager to collect every character, you're probably going to have to summon now, which kind of sucks, but at the same time, it's kind of a good thing that they're dropping this celebration as early as they are, because this celebration is set to arrive in just a couple of days. So that's our next point that we'll talk about here. November 6th, 2024 is when this celebration is apparently starting. When the banner is going to be dropping remains to be seen. We'll have to wait for a day to download, which should be dropping either tonight or tomorrow, sometime soon. But that will be exactly when we know when the banner is going to be dropping. But the celebration goes from the 6th of November until the 29th, or basically the 30th of December in Japan. So that actually makes things a little interesting, because global is used to, actually, I think everyone is used to heroes happening towards the end of the month. So the fact that they are giving this to us as early as they are makes some people think that there's going to be a part 2 summon for heroes. Here's why I think you should not be thinking that. Number one, if we really are to receive a part 2 summon for heroes, that's going to mean a second banner. We're going to have 2 banners in basically 3.5 weeks. That is only going to add even more strain onto everyone who is trying to save up for either on global side Jiren or just save up for the 10th anniversary in general. I don't think having 2 crossover celebration banners within a condensed month is going to be the best way to go about doing this. I would rather they put all the characters in one banner. Now, all the characters meaning only 5 does raise some questions. Some people do think that with there being only 5 new characters coming up, that could leave the door open to potentially some more characters. I suppose that's true. And if anything, I would rather more characters be added to this featured lineup and not another banner. So even if there would be a part 2 summonable heroes character, I wouldn't want that to be the case. I want it all to be in one banner, because that would just mean less summons, because that's going to be a headache for a lot of people getting ready for the hype that's coming up next year. So now let's continue here. November 6th to the 29th is the celebration. We have the new story event. This is from the space-time war thing with FU and Blue Goku. Universe Tree absorbed. One of the characters I hate the most in Heroes, honestly. I did not like this arc because I hated how it ended, and I also just hate that everything ends with a Goku Spirit Bomb and it just works. So I never liked this arc. So seeing this just really made me really upset. I'm still butthurt. Like I do not like this. Like his name FU is exactly what this is. This is a little FU to the face. So that is the new story event, and we have a new challenge event. It is called Dragon Ball Heroes Special Battle. So yeah, shout out to Dokkan for the innovative naming. Oh, you want to know about innovative naming? Check this out. This is Special Battle, right? See, this is why I never liked Dokkan's naming schemes. Look at what they called Vidro in Global. Female warrior in black. Is her name not Vidro? Are they not allowed to use that name? I'm wondering why they don't do that. So yeah, her name is female warrior in black. That is the TUR, by the way. The SSR was what we saw earlier in the video. There it is. So yeah, this is the new challenge event. 2 stages. 1 stage you fight good guys, 1 stage you fight bad guys. To me, this screams not red zone. So this is probably not going to be all that challenging, but we'll have to wait and see. I don't know right now how this fight's going to be. Will it be good? Will it be bad? We'll have to wait and see. But I can't help it, but I am definitely prejudging the event. If it's not a blue zone or a red zone, it's probably not going to be much of a challenge at all. It's probably going to be something more akin to that Saiyan, what is it? Saiyan in futuristic armor training thing from last year. I talked about that in my Heroes preview video. Okay, so let's move on. Next, they talk about the new characters. So here we go. The producer's letter actually shows us the names. So Darkness Purging, Universe Tree Power, Super Saiyan God, Super Saiyan Goku, Universe Tree Power. I will admit the card art does look kind of cool with the aura around it. Then we've got Dark Barrier that isolates all. FU, Youth, Dogi Dogi, fully absorbed. If you have not seen Heroes, then this probably means gibberish to you. Dogi Dogi is basically an owl, and he absorbed it. That's why he's got wings, but we're going to call him Emo Pigeon. Then we've got Space-Time Selector Ios. We've got Creation of the Dark World, Dark King, Demigra, Power of Time Unleashed. We've got Enigmatic Fighter, Warrior in Black, Super Saiyan, Dark Dragon Ball Boost. That is the name of the Bardock. Naming is not Dokkan's forte. Okay. Then we see some animations. We only see Ios, and we see FU, and we see Goku Blue. Goku Blue, actually, now that I think about it, do you actually even see the tree? You see a branch. You don't even see the whole tree. You just see a branch. Have I mentioned I hate this Goku? Okay. I will say, though, that this is pretty cool. You do get to see Goku and Super Saiyan 4 kind of working together. I call this like dual strike. Goku, Xenogoku dual strike. This might be a Link super attack. This might be an active skill. We don't know. At the moment, they will give us more details when we get the unit information, which will be released on Twitter. Now, this is the part where I don't know for sure exactly what was said, but he says something interesting here. He talks about easing off on the category-based restrictions for the heroes' characters. I don't know if this is something that they're doing consciously with the Goku character, with the newer classic characters, but basically they were saying that you could replace the heroes category with crossover. I think that's what I think they're trying to imply, that all characters that have the hero category restriction can now be replaced with crossover. I think again, we'll have a data download to confirm that, or if somebody actually goes through and translates everything, they can probably confirm it. So check the pinned comment. But if that is the case, that is definitely a good thing, because it will make these characters a little bit more approachable for those who don't necessarily have a bunch of characters. One of the issues with heroes is that if you have one character, you probably can't fully use that character to the extent that you want, because you need like a full rotation of heroes characters. But now if the category restriction changes from heroes to crossover, well, that makes it a little bit more approachable. So I think this is going to apply to everyone, but we'll see. That will have to be something that we follow up on at a later point. Then we see the 9 EZAs that are coming up. So this is definitely a good thing, because 9 of this means that they are going to continue at the same pace that they have before. This was actually, I think this might be the most EZAs we've had. No, this is about the same. 8 EZAs, all summonable, 1 free to play. Yeah, it makes sense. So these guys are all getting upgrades. We don't know what any of them do except for the Trunks and the Pan. So let's take a look at those 2 characters. God Trunks is a 180% lead, and Pan is a 170% lead. We have the translations right here. If there are any follow-ups that I need to do as far as the translations, again, check the pinned comment. God Trunks greatly raises attack and defense, causes immense damage and seals. He +1 attack and defense plus 50% with each Dragon Ball, or each Dragon Ball Heroes or Time Traveler category ally on the team, whichever one is higher. When performing a super attack, gain an additional attack and defense plus 100%, and great chance to crit. Very nice. If all allies attacking the same turn are heroes or time travelers, randomly change the key sphere of a certain type to rainbow. And when performing a super attack, gain an additional defense plus 50. If all allies attacking the same turn, if all allies on the team are Dragon Ball heroes or time travelers, launch 2 additional attacks, each of which has a high chance of becoming a super. So Trunks looks okay. But let me know in the comments what you guys think about the God Trunks EZA on a scale of 1 to 10. Pan, I am more excited for. So Pan is a 170% lead, like I said. Greatly raises attack and defense for 1 turn, causes supreme damage with a high chance to stun. Oh, she only does supreme. Attack and defense plus 140. Attack and defense plus 70% when supering. Crossover category allies, key plus 2, attack and defense plus 40%. And if heroes are included, attack and defense plus an additional 20%. So 60% support for heroes. Great chance to crit, great chance to dodge. Defense plus 70% for the turn with each attack evaded. So if you dodge 8 attacks, you are getting 560% extra defense. Very nice. And when you combine that with a 70% base dodge, that is so much nicer for this int unit. One of my biggest issues is that the guy would never dodge. Stupid Pan would never dodge. 50% base chance plus my like 32%. That gives you roughly like 65% chance total to dodge. It never worked. Now with a base 70%, adding another 30% on top of that with the full dodge int build, that's giving you roughly an 80% chance to dodge. That is very nice. Much better, more consistent. Additional attack and defense plus 70% and all allies crit plus 15% for each crossover category ally on the same turn, self-excluded. So let me know in the comments what you guys think about the Pan EZ on a scale of 1 to 10. I think the Pan personally is better than the Trunks, but we will have to wait and see. And then cleaning up the rest of the video, that's it. Once again, he reiterates this is the final celebration for heroes, but again, they will continue to EZA more characters moving forward. Now, I guess I'll just wrap up with my overall thoughts. I'm very disappointed with this this list of characters. I think if you're going to be ending a collaboration with a franchise that's been going on for what, 5 years, 6 years, 7 years, I think ending with more iconic characters is a good way to go about doing it, because it would draw more intrigue into the franchise and sort of add a little bit more of appeal to the exclusivity of these characters. If you were to look at a banner that has an Emo Pigeon, Ios, Super Saiyan Bardock, Demigra, and Goku, I would not find that same level of impact as I would if I had something like a Blue Kaioken Vegito, Royal Blue Gogeta, Grand Priest UI Goku, Super Saiyan Limit Breaker, what is it? Super Saiyan 4 Limit Breaker Kaioken Gogeta. There's like, there are all of these great other options that they completely skipped past. And these are just the heroes. There's also Majin Omega Shenron, Ozoto, Kamioren. There's a lot of other memorable moments with memorable villains that I think leaving them out of this is just not a great way to tie up the bow. But that's just my opinion. For all we know, there could be more, like some of you guys are hoping for. There could be a second hero summon, and if there is, great. But if there isn't, this is not how it should have ended. But I'm gonna wrap it up here. I'm starting to get a little sleepy. Guys, thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, be sure to like down below. Also, if I have repeated myself, I apologize. I am kind of medicated. Let me know in the comments what you guys think about the heroes lineup that we're getting this year. Do you agree, disagree with my thoughts on this? If this is the last one, this should not have been how they wrapped it up. Do you think we're getting a part 2 for heroes, or do you think it's going to be a regular part 2 summon for just a non-Dokkan Fest, like a Carnival LR or a Legendary Summon LR related to Lord Slug? Let me know in the comments down below. Also, be sure to subscribe for more Dokkan content in the future, and click the notification bell so that you let you know you want to see more of my stuff. Do it. Oh, I don't feel so good. Thank you so much for watching. Stay tuned. Narjmer to Dokkan responsibly. Oh, and by the way, if we do get a false Super Saiyan Goku for part 2, I'm just going to tell you right now, it's not going to be called that. It's going to be called Base Goku, and y'all are going to be furious. And I'm going to laugh, because that's exactly what these guys are going to do. Base Goku. I want to go lie down.